Row 18, plot 20.
Hey everybody, welcome to Now It's Dark. I'm Jim. Today I have a movie review for the movie The Bell Keeper. This just came out in 2023 in October. It's 1 hour and 32 minutes, has a whopping 3.8 star rating on IMDb. Although it doesn't have a lot of reviews, this is an action horror film that follows a group of friends who travel to a secluded campsite to film a documentary. What they find is something much more sinister than they could have ever imagined. This was directed by Colton Tran, written by Joe Davison and Luke Genton, and it has a very interesting cast. Randy Couture plays Hank, um, and that's a good character. Bonnie Aarons plays Jody. Bonnie Aarons plays Valak in The Nun. She is very, very easy to spot. She has a very distinct look. Um, and just as a side note, if there were ever to be a Wizard of Oz remake, I think Bonnie Aarons would make a fantastic Wicked Witch. Chaz Bono is in this and plays Sheriff Carlson. And then there are the little characters. There is Sacrifice Girl, played by Lola Bauer. Kaylee Marsh plays Elsie, who happens to end up being the, I believe, younger sister or maybe even the daughter of Hank. Not really 100%. And then there's the group of the the friends that are going to go film the documentary. I won't go into all of their names. It's just is what it is. They are kind of secondary until you get down to the last one, the last couple of people, the final girls. This is on Prime and also on Vudu. Maybe it's in some other places by now, but it opens right up with a sequence kind of giving a little bit of the backstory of the bell keeper and the bell itself. It really looked cool. I thought the bell keeper actually looked really kind of neat. This is an interesting concept where at Bell Lake there is this bell that has the urban legend that if it is rung, um, it will summon this satanic priest type thing or the bell keeper. So the story is kind of all over the place. There's a scene with an abandoned asylum. Um, the Bell Lake has these all of these horror movie tropes. They have a history of having had a UFO crash. Um, it's a movie that's very self-aware of the horror stereotypes. They even make mention in the group of how each one of them is fitting a certain stereotype of the group of friends that take a trip in a camper to a lake or to a cabin in the woods. So they're very self aware of it. It actually kind of works. When they do get to the Bell Lake area, they stop at a gas station. They get the the stereotypical warning about don't go messing with things, kids, and they have the images of the missing persons. There is a girl looking for her missing brother, and she becomes one of the final final people. That's also a horror movie stereotype, a trope, as you uh, will call it. But then things get kind of going. They're filming this documentary, and thank God it wasn't done in found footage form. This is a straightforward film. It's not found footage. They get to the Bell Lake. They ring the bell. The girl who's missing, who's looking for her missing brother, is kind of also camping nearby there. Um, and then shit gets real. The activity, I don't want to spoil it because it's a twisty twist kind of a scenario where it's not going to be necessarily what you think. Um, but skipping all of that carnage part, we get to the end where we have to figure out how do we resolve the issue of the bellkeeper. And of course, it can only be done with virgins. Virgins can save the day, virgin magic. And we have a big battle, and there just so happens to be virgins available to help combat the bellkeeper lore. So it's not a horrible movie. I've definitely seen worse. It is not labeled as comedy, which I probably would have added that tag on IMDb because it definitely is dark humor. But there's comedy, and the tone of the movie switches drastically. At least for me, it did from the beginning of the movie, where we have this urban legend-ish type thing, the group, the stereotypes, and then they throw the twists in toward the third act that kind of take it off of the traditional storylines, which works. It's good. But then it gets like real campy in a warm and fuzzy sense at the end that was really strange. Um, and I say comedy because Chaz Bono's sheriff just has so many like quirks and comedy moments that there's definitely a real like comedy, dark humor type tone in the movie. But it all seemed to work for me. I did not hate this. I think 3.8 is a little low, actually. I think maybe it's like 5 or so. It's an original remake of stereotype horror camper movies or whatever, however you want to like look at it. But not terrible at all. Let me know if you had a chance to see The Bellkeeper or what your thoughts are about these types of movies. And keep checking back to the channel. You can check me out here and on my other channel, the JLA member channel, for non-horror content. And you can also follow me on Instagram at Jim_Martin666 for just random stuff. Nothing earth-shattering there. No sports, no politics. Just goofy pictures. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for checking me out.